Hello. Oh, this is not doing me any justice. Look, you can see what an absolute nightmare I've had because my camera's sat there charging. Well, my eyes look weird, don't they? But guys, I've had a nightmare. I just sat down to film and I'm due on anyway, so I can't really be bothered. And I wonder if that helps the lighting. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? And I'm probably going to be looking way over than the actual camera. I turned my camera on and bloody died on me straight away, which was annoying. I've got a hot chocolate, and today's video is a requested one. I saw in my comments as I was walking home. Should I move this? Is that distracting? And it was talking about my experience with a moon cup. And are we on a tilt here? God, what a rookie. And look at the state of my hot chocolate dribbled all down the side. My experience with a moon cup. So I use the Salt Co moon cup, and so it's not a moon cup, it's a Salt cup. I need to remember to say that. So moon cup is an actual brand, but it's basically a menstrual cup, right? And it comes in a little bag, in like a little box, and then I just keep it in this bag to carry it around with the little logo on. I have the smaller size, so you tend to be able to get two sizes, one slightly bigger and one slightly smaller. The slightly bigger one they recommend for people that have had children before, and then the smaller one is for those that haven't, obviously. Having said that though, obviously everyone's different, so some people might benefit from having the bigger cup, even if you haven't had kids. It's just all based on preference. But yes, I have the smaller one, and honestly, quite frankly, it has completely changed my life. And I wish I was being dramatic, but you can come on your period and be on for 5 days, 4 days, 5 days, and not know. Obviously you know, because you're obviously aware, and at the first couple of days it tend to be quite hell, don't they? But not really be, I guess, overly, like, the difference with the moon cup is I'm just never really that bothered by it. Don't worry, it's clean, I'm not just chucking it around. Yeah, I just feel like I can sleep, I can wear whatever I want, I can go kind of like all day and not worry so much about it. Whereas even when I would wear tampons, I would also wear a pad because I was so scared about yeah, I guess I was so nervous about it leaking through or something bad happening that I felt as if I needed like double protection. And sometimes I would even be like, if I was going out for like a walk or something, or I was wearing something quite risky, I'd even put tissue down there as well, so it was like triple protection. So bit dramatic really. Whereas the moon cup, you can put it in and you know that it's literally like it literally just doesn't leak. So how it works is you put it in and it sucks around your insides and creates like the suction, so when you pull it again it's like quite tough, like it sucks basically, so it creates like a sealant, so all the blood goes into there. Now when I won't lie, when I first did it I freaked. I thought I'd lost it. So putting it in is quite simple. I just rinse it under water, like sterilize it, because obviously I've got my hands all over this. This has got dust on it and everything from being in that bag. So I run it under boiling water, and then I let it cool down with cold water. And then there's loads of different ways to fold it. So you could do a C, but the C shape like that is still a bit too big for me. I have to make a 7 shape, so it's like that sort of shape. And what that does, I lead with the top of the 7 and then the other parts follow. And what that does is go inside like that, and then it will open up. Now they say to try and put a finger around all the way to try to make sure that it's sealed, but I have no idea how to do that. I can't get my finger around like that. So I just kind of put it in, hope for the best, little wiggle woggle and like a little squat and a little dance, and 10 out of 10 times so far. I'm not suggesting that it's going to be like that forever, but most of the time that's how that's been absolutely fine for me. I have actually been known to come out of the bathroom and then hear a little which is where it's like the suctions got onto it. But then you can keep that in, I think they say up to 8 hours. And honestly, like by the time 8 hours comes, you're like, I don't go for 8 hours, I go for less, just because I don't want it to get, I'm aware that this little tiny thing is collecting all my blood, and if this thing leaks, well, that's going to be more of a drama. So I tend to empty it at like every 6 hours. It's kind of like, I'm never normally out of the house for longer than 6 hours, or if I'm doing like a full day of work out on a shoot or something, I will I will probably leave it in all day. But at the moment, because if I'm out of the house working, they're not like full long days, and if I'm in the house, obviously, then it doesn't matter, then I just change it as and when. But what has blown my mind, right? A few things. We lose so much blood, like crazy amounts of blood. I had no idea. Obviously, like when you see it in a tampon, but the tampon and the pad like absorbs it all, whereas this is like manic. Like because obviously you see it all, I'm like pouring it away. Like it is fascinating, but also the consistency I find really fascinating. It's like quite gloopy. Sorry if that's TMI, but yeah, I feel like having a moon cup, the first day, like I said, is quite scary putting it in, and I did feel like I lost it. And that's obviously, you don't lose it, but it's quite scary because you're not so used to sticking your fingers so far up there to try to pull something out of it. I felt as if it went up a little bit too high, and then I really, really struggled to get it out. So I was like fully squatting down, like fully into a squat, trying to get my fingers out of there. And then I realized that actually, like a little tip and trick would be, if you do feel like you've lost it, just push a little bit and you'll feel your like cervix like pushing down, and then you can kind of grab hold of it. Now they do recommend that you don't pull from here, because obviously that's only a little bit, but for the first few times I was pulling from there until I became used to it, which now I'm able to put my fingers up and grab it, and then pull it out that way. But for the first couple of times while I got used to it, I was pulling it because I was so scared it was lost, but it's not. Just try and push a little bit, and it does. And it just really made me be like, when I felt, so I had my fingers up there, sorry, and I pushed a couple, and I was like, oh my god, this is what must happen in birth. And I just had this like whole, because I never really understood how like you push and you push it out. Like, obviously I know how you go to the toilet and stuff, but like I just never really felt as if I knew like that's what it felt like, or that's what it did. And this is just like, I'm like, oh, I get it now. I understand how we're probably gonna like give birth and stuff like that. I'm looking at my plant and I think I've overwatered her. Damn. Or she's really thirsty, but she shouldn't be. Anyway, yeah, just huge respect for my body. I've just like, oh yeah, like I see how you do it now. What else have I got to say about it? Yeah, you might lose it the first couple of times, but don't let that push you off. Keep going with it, because it is honestly the best invention ever. And like, so not invasive. Like, you can pull it out. That's another thing I need to talk to you about. When you pull it out, be careful that obviously you're not going to tilt it out. So I did pull it out once and tilt it a little bit too much, and luckily I was like over the toilet, so it went over the toilet, but a little bit did go on the floor. But obviously that can be a little bit tricky of a mess to clear up, so they just say just try to keep it upright. And but that's quite straightforward. Like, once you're pulling it out, the idea is you just keep it like that, sort of like as you pull it out. So you pull it out, but you keep it like that, if that makes sense. Obviously you can tilt it a little bit, and then just disposing of it down the toilet or down the sink, and then just run the boiling water, give it a clean, and yeah, you're good to go, really. Obviously if you're in public toilets and stuff like that, I haven't experienced it in public yet, so I don't know how I would feel about that. I guess there won't be really any cleaning, it will just be like pour away and put straight back in. But I don't know how I'll feel about that, because I use water to like lube it up to help get it in. So I don't know. I'd have to update you. But honestly, so worth it. If you're thinking about it, even if you get one, try it, hate it, leave it, come back in a few days or next period, like next month on your next cycle or whatever, then, but I would really, if you can, try it once. First day will be awful, but second day you'll be like, okay, I get it, and you will never ever look back. There's loads of different brands out there, so find obviously one that works for you. There's other brands that have got like a slightly longer like bit here, which I think would make it easier to grab hold of, but I absolutely love it and I would really recommend it. It just kind of helps take that pressure and that I was so bored of feeling anxious about it, you know, whereas once that's in, it's in and jobs are good and that's it really. So yeah, that's my experience with moon cups. I'm due on, like I said, I'm actually late. I think I ovulated late because I was poorly. I had a really bad cold a few weeks ago, so I knew I would ovulate late, but I'm currently sat with period pains. So I'm due on any moment. My skin is also suggesting that I'm due on any moment. So yeah. Anyway, hope you found this video helpful. Sorry, Ari, camera situation and the fact I'm not even looking at you directly in the eye, but hopefully you have found this video quite helpful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and of course come find me on Instagram where I chat about this sort of stuff everywhere. Bye. Yeah, I can't stop it. It's still not stopping. What is going on? What is wrong with me today? Still going. Guys, I am going in a minute, I promise.